Hi everyone, this is my piece of art for the blind, and what I've done here is I've tried to make it textured and three-dimensional, so when somebody closes their eyes they can create the image in their mind with their hands. So here I created a sun with some wax. I used cotton balls to create the clouds. I also used paper mache to create the mountain landscape. Some green vegetation straight out of the desert. And I used Play-Doh to make the saguaro cacti. And instead of using toothpicks for needles like I intended, after some experimenting, it hurt a little bit too much with the toothpicks, so what I did is I did some indentations with a toothpick to simulate the needles of the cacti. And for the final piece, I went and got some dirt out of the desert to create the dirt and sand landscape for the flooring. Next, I will be experimenting with a few of my family members. They have never seen this piece of art, and they will be exploring it with their hands and describing to me what they see. Alright, this is participant 1. Go ahead and start. You can start describing as soon as you feel ready.
Yeah, I don't know that I have a good idea. I'm not going to get poked, am I?
No.
Too much. Goes from very soft to... Wow. What is that? It's kind of like pine cone thing. It's interesting. I mean, it definitely has different textures. The fluffy, cotton bally.
Fluffy like what?
It's fluffy like canal.
There you go.
And even here, that feels kind of soft, bubbly. And it's all across. So it's kind of like I would picture a sky.
Okay.
This is kind of like, it reminds me of Arizona desert.
There you go. Continue.
Because it's usually prickly. This could be more like shrubs.
Very good.
So I'm kind of picturing the, yeah, like brush. Not tumbleweed because it's not pokey enough, but it could be something like this and the sandy portion of it. And that has like a texture kind of like growth. Still can't make out this very much, but it's kind of like a tree kind of thingy.
You got it right the first time.
Hmm?
You got it right the first time.
Desert landscape.
Mm-hmm.
Shrub. Cactus kind of thingy. It goes all the way across.
So overall, what do you think this is?
I'm picturing a desert landscape with the desert grounds that when they're dry, the sandy, dirty kind of grime. It's not soft enough for the beach. I see these as shrubs. This cactus kind of like thingy. It's just really interesting. I'm kind of curious to see what this is because it's just very interesting on how it is all pokey in different directions, up and down, kind of like a pine cone, but not in the same directions, but in all different directions. But because it goes from the left to the right, not connected to the ground, that I picture as a ground, but it goes thinner, goes thicker here into the sky, what I picture as sky with clouds on the top, all the way to the side. It's like a tree branching out, but then again, it seems sandier over here. No, it's pretty sandy over here. But here it has an interesting texture too, because it could be more like a trunk kind of thingy, because it kind of goes up. Kind of like flames, but then it goes into prickly.
Okay, so overall though, you do recognize it as a desert landscape.
I picture it as a desert landscape. I don't know if I'm wrong.
Okay, go ahead and take off your blindfold.
Oh wow, I was right. That's what this is. Paper mache. Oh, and the little cactus.
Yes.
Cacti. I'm sorry. Cacti. And brush. There we go. Hey, I did recognize it as that.
So you recognize the mountain landscape.
The sun, because I was distracted by texture, and I felt the texture more than the shape. So the sun for me was, I didn't recognize as such. Because the texture kind of threw me off compared to that, but yeah, that looks cute.
Thanks. Say bye.
Bye. Participant number 1.
All right, it's participant 2. Go ahead and start.
Feels like sand and grass. Some kind of rocky formation maybe. Rocks. Simulated rocks with soft pieces at the top.
Soft like what?
Like cotton balls.
Which could be.
Well, this feels like a plasticky goo or hardened resin maybe, but in the corner I would say that these are clouds. This is a sun.
Yep.
Maybe a landscape.
What kind of landscape?
This is like bushes and
What kind of terrain would you say?
this is
The landscape.
it's a sandy desert, but this could be just some kind of desert shrub maybe with some kind of possible tree, but if it's desert landscape looking down from, these feel like kind of a mountain range maybe, rocks looking down into a wash maybe, so if I'm sticking with the desert theme, this would probably be some kind of desert plant, maybe a tall, slender cactus.
Okay, go ahead and take off your blindfold.
Broke it.
It's okay.
So, pretty close. A desert with some kind of desert shrubs with, yeah, mountains and clouds and, yeah, been pretty close. Do you want,
No, that's good.
okay.
All right, this participant number 3, and go ahead and start. You can pull it towards you.
Pull.
You can pull it, yeah. There you go. So you don't have to reach so far.
So what am I supposed to do?
Just feel it and describe what you feel.
Good heavens, it goes all the way out there. Well, feels like it's got a rough surface. It feels like it's got feathers of some kind down here, or twigs. It feels there's sand or gravel right in here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, that feels like it's bark or corrugated paper. This up here is cotton or something like that, like clouds maybe?
There you go.
Okay, that's clouds. So it's a picture. These are clouds. This is probably like a forest, trees. Yeah. I don't feel anything that feels like water or anything like that. It just feels like maybe desert.
There you go.
What more do you want?
Okay, so overall, what do you think this is?
What is it supposed to be? Something
Yes.
other? A picture of some type.
A picture of what?
Well, as I said before, it feels like it's a picture of something in the desert. Looking at the clouds up here.
Okay, go ahead and take off your blindfold.
Yeah, it's a desert. I could tell it was desert because of the sand down here, and I could tell if there were some kind of twigs or something over here. Of course, I couldn't feel the saguaros because they're flat. This being the mountains made of paper mache. Yeah.
All right, say bye.
Bye bye.